no matter what. I'm feeling great.
Dear friends, welcome back to Godlywood Studio. Welcome back to Light of Knowledge. We are back with another episode where we talk about the different powers which we have in our mind. And in this series, we discuss not only about the powers but different ways and methods so that we can awaken these powers within. And that is all we have to do. When we awaken these powers, it comes into our rescue whenever we run into a problem. So come today, let us discuss about the power of silence. Yes, dear friends, silence is also a great power. At times we become silent just because we have some problems in our mind. And even when we have problems in our mind, sometimes we are not able to keep our mind silent. So there are different ways this power can be used. And it is said, when you keep your mouth shut, that is also silence. Then there is another level of silence when you keep your body silent. That is also a different level of silence. And at last, there is silence of the mind also. When you make your mind silent, then everything becomes so easy. So come, let us talk about these different levels of silence with Rupa Behenji. Behenji, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Today's silence is our topic. It is quite contradictory that we are talking, we are using sound, and we are talking about silence. How does it help us, this power of silence?
First of all, we have to understand what silence means. Many times we all keep mum, but whether that is really working as a power, that is not really so, because absence of sound is not called as power of silence. Many times we keep our mouth shut out of fear. Let me see, my mind is also observing silence. Because I have seen people, when they quarrel each other, then finally both of them depart here and there and they go and sit in silence. Even somebody wants to talk to them, they will not allow to utter a word or even to communicate or to accept any information. Then that is, we cannot count as a power of silence. In that situation, actually, they are losing power. Externally, of course, they are silent. But when we see the state of their mind is full of confusion, conflict, and a feeling of agony, or maybe disliking.
So what you mean is silence of the mouth doesn't help us much, and it is the silence of the mind which does all the work.
Silence through your mouth, if it is positive way. Like we yogis, meditators, practicing meditation regularly. So once in a week or once in a month or 2 days in a month, as per their will, we all observe even external silence. One day completely we remain in silence without talking through words. Very rarely we try to...
So, but in order to do that, I think there is a prerequisite for that. You should not come into contact with anyone, because when you come into contact, people definitely ask something, and then you will have to do it in action or gestures.
That is not a big problem actually once you are practicing. But coming into sound is the people's first choice. See, when the child is born, from that time, there is a sound. It cries and then start talking. Try to talk whatever the words it likes to. And as it grows, so much of curiosity, then go on ask questions. And then when we go to school, we learn how to talk. This world itself is called as talky world, where people go on talk and talk and talk. But when we come to the point of power of silence, why this silence is been named as power? We use lot of energy in talking, and if it is, even words are also meaningful, and less words, they say it will be very powerful. So those who remain in silence, not simply absent of sound, but less thoughts.
Okay, Behenji, before going into the silence of the mind, you said you observe silence once in a week or once in a month. So what benefits have you noted in yourself after obtaining silence for a day?
That makes our senses calm down. See, throughout the day, we use our sense organs continuously. Seeing, observing, hearing, acting, walking, doing. So all these sense organs are busy, engaged with doing one or the other way. So this sense organs also need some kind of relaxing. And also whenever I say, now I want to remain in silence, then this should not disturb my mind. No, get up and do this, get up and go and eat, get up and go and drink. Because these are all the habits that these sense organs will pull your mind once again. So my sense organs should obey my order. For that, this is a very good practice. And second benefit, I observe my mind, how much I am able to keep my mind also under my control. And when whole day you are remaining silent, not that without any thought, we give one beautiful thought. What is that? The whole day I want to experience contact with God in one beautiful relationship. So I communicate with Him with that relationship. For example, let me think today that God is my true friend. So I remember Him in the relationship of friendship, and I talk with the same focusing point and exchange my feelings, and in return I try to take the power from Him. So during this process, if my mind is enjoying that relationship with God, communicating with Him without any other disturbances, means you have so much of power of silence. And second thing, initially when I start doing it, maybe physically I will be keeping in silent, but my mind will be simply telling one or the other thoughts.
So actually we need to move ourselves, take us forward through different steps. First we start with the silence of the mouth, and then maybe the silence of the bodily organs, then later silence of the mind. Is that the way?
Physically, when we determine today I will remain in mauna, that is silent, that is one beginning point of practicing. At least I am taking one step initiation. Even at that time, my mind will be wandering and giving some information, talking to me or reminding me so many other thoughts. Doesn't matter. It is not a problem or a obstacle. But that is the way that it will come and give the message. Second time, third time, and every time you are going on practicing, mind will understand, oh, today my master is observing silence. I too have to observe silence. Like small children, once you remain silent, they will also talk slowly. When parents are not talking with voice, as I have observed, small children, they will also become so silent. Mind also similar thing. So it will also observe your master. Oh, today there is only one thought that I have to hold. So I also remember the same. So it will help you. And as it comes to that positive point, then there is no outer world disturbances. Now the point is to focus towards my inner thought. What is that? I have to experience God as my good friend. So at that time your meditation becomes more powerful because the external preparation is well done.
Here you point to the fact that when the number of thought reduce, if we can bring it into one thought, as you said, we can consider it silent.
That is because absolutely thoughtless stage may not be possible. Therefore, we have to hold one positive thought, so that all the energy of the mind can focus to that thought.
Why do you say that absolute silence of the mind is not possible? We have had a lot of yogis who tried to make their mind completely blank. So is it not possible to do that?
It is possible for few by force. And it is not a natural nature of the soul. Somewhere we are going against the nature of the soul, and by forcibly we are binding and holding. The moment we release, it will jump
But
again.
Isn't it the nature of the soul to remain silent?
That's why I said not the absence of thoughts or absence of sound is silence. Silence is an undisturbed mind where I want to think something, experience something without disturbance is possible. That is called power of silence. Now when you dive into the depth of the ocean, there is water. It is not that waterless place. But what is not there? Waves are not there. Water is still. That kind of stillness we are going to experience in our mind. That is called power of silence.
So by force it is possible to keep it completely silent.
Few people they do it. Maybe for some time it will work.
Holding on to just one thought is perhaps more beneficial than trying to make it completely silent by force.
And when you start experiencing it, there is no thoughts. That itself is called as a thoughtless stage. But still experience is going on. That is what Rajyoga teaches us.
Okay, so the thought which you choose should be able to give you that experience.
Without experience, that's why many people nowadays, to quieten the mind or to control the mind, they give one word or anything and go on, repeat. But what is the meaning of that word? Less they are aware, but simply word conscious. And that word conscious and word repetition, they fill the mind. As long as they do, that energy will be there, and mind is occupied with only one that thought without any meaning also, and they forget about all other things. Why? Because they are filling the space with only one word. The moment they stop repeating, then again all the thoughts rushes like by force, as though the whole truck is fully loaded and holded like this. The moment you take out the support, and immediately everything will fall down. And that's why people say, as long as I was there, as long as I was doing this meditation, my mind was very good. Now, the moment I come out of it, again it is jumping like monkey. But in Rajyoga meditation, we try to make a person understand that thought is your choice. You can think through your mind as you want. That is called control over mind. Now, silence is, if I want to think of one thought and feel that as long as I want, then that is called power of silence.
Okay, so in order to hold that thought for as long as I want, because I think maybe I can hold a thought for only for a few seconds, then the next moment some other thought comes, then I have to drive it out, I have to put in a little bit of effort. So again, it takes practice, meditating every day to finally reach this stage of silence.
What happens when there is minimum thoughts, and when a yogi can practice one experience for a longer time, he will have a very good hold on his mind. Whenever he wants, the thoughts will be generated. Otherwise, mind will be quiet. Like a servant. When I give work, he will do. Otherwise, he will be waiting. This is called mastering the mind. And then the power of silence becomes like an energy for them. And no other waste thoughts, unwanted thoughts can come to them, because mind is quiet and ready to think, but waiting for the order of the master.
Okay, Benji, here I find a small connection between this power of mind and power of our speech, because we all want a lot of power in our speech. We are very concerned. People go to take classes in public speaking so that our words become more powerful. But making the mind silent can naturally make our speech more powerful, isn't it?
When you are in deep silence for a long time, and coming from that stage, even one word you speak will have energy along with that. It won't be just a word with energy.
Some seers, I have read somewhere that if you can remove all the waste and negative thoughts from your mind, then whatever you think or whatever you say can materialize immediately also.
Yes, because your thought will be so clear, and intellect can see what is going to happen, the picture. And the same word comes naturally. Not that they think and say, they analyze and say. What they say is itself is the truth. That is why we all, in India especially, whenever we meet great saints and seers, then we will be waiting what word they will tell me when they look at me. So if they tell something, means they feel happy, because that is going to happen.
What you mean to say is that when we make our mind so silent, we can even receive signals from the universe, because we align ourselves with the forces and powers that drive the universe, and we are able to know what is about to happen if there is some trouble. This power is also a byproduct of silence.
We observe silence for longer days and remain not only simply in silence but try to remember God and be in contact with God, that divine connection. This is called divine connection. So during that time, many people get the sixth sense opened and they can see many visions. Some people get touchings of good and bad happenings, maybe of the past, but even for the future. So giving a signal like in future it's going to happen, so be careful, or you can do that. How it is going to work when these five sense organs are silent, my inner energy can travel and I am not using my mind energy engaged with these physical objects, and therefore my inner traveling time and also energy will be multiplied. So then I can sense what is going to happen tomorrow, day after tomorrow, after 1 year, after 2 years. Logically, at that time, we may not be able to explain, but it is certain. It is true. It happens.
If all these visions and all these insight are based upon the power of silence, what can a normal person who is so busy with his professional work, because it is everywhere, it is noise, sound, and sound. So if I want to make my mind silent, how can I start the process?
See, a normal person, first of all, let him think I am able to do it. How? Not continuously you have to sit longer hours. Like half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, it may not be possible. So what is the method we are observing? Every 1 hour, 3 to 5 minutes, you can remain in silence. Turn your thoughts towards God and few seconds detach from the physical mundane and be with your soul and think of the positive qualities. Even if you are not able to generate any thoughts immediately, at least quieten your thoughts. As long as possible, remain in silence. So this is like bringing back your energy to yourself. Every 1 hour, 3 to 5 minutes, this much I think every individual can do. And during the holidays, at least half an hour, 1 hour, as much as possible. But simply sitting silence is not possible by every individual.
So taking this time, as you said, some 3 minutes in 1 hour or even more in 1 week, weekends, what is it that we are supposed to do in that time?
Practice.
Can you give some tips so that you sit and do this so that we can immediately start doing that?
Very first thing that we have to practice soul conscious awareness. Because to use the mind power, turning that energy into silence power, in order to remain in silence, I have to be soul conscious. And being in soul conscious, even while working, walking, eating, if you are in soul conscious, you will not like much to talk. A person who is in body conscious level of awareness, he tries to express through words more. It is a day-to-day life also. So it is better to be in the awareness of soul awareness, that I am soul residing in this body. I am looking this world through my eyes, hearing the words through many sounds through my ears. Simply like this, at least to begin with, that I am a soul. Second thought, let him practice, I am the child of Supreme Father. He is ocean of peace and love. So I am just absorbing all these powers from him. So these many thoughts for 2 to 3 minutes every day, let him practice.
When you start practicing at least 3 minutes like this, when we start getting the result, definitely we will find it more interesting and we will increase the time in the future, because it is again all benefits that we want. When we get the benefit of remaining in silence, the effect it has on our relationships, our personal interactions, definitely we are going to set aside more time. So concluding the episode, can we have a session of silent meditation so that it awakens the power of silence?
Let us have one beautiful thought. I am embodiment of silence. Silence is my power. Focus your attention towards the center point of your forehead. Observe your whole body once through the eye of the mind. Allow each part of your body to relax. Gently observe your mind. Let your mind be calm, free from the bondage of all other disturbing thoughts. Feel comfortable and relaxed. Visualizing yourself as a tiny point of light in between two eyebrows. The energy, living energy of this body. I am embodiment of silence. I observe everything through these eyes. I listen the sounds from outside through my ears. Yet my mind is quiet and silent, non-reactive and uninfluenced. I now dive into the depth of my inner world. When I see within myself, I have lot of energy. I now feel the essence of silence is power within. Having experiencing this power, my each thought is countable. My each thought is valuable. My each thought is becoming meaningful. Observing many things in this world, yet my mind is now free from all questions, queries, waste thoughts, waste observations, and even unwanted memories. Hence, I feel very light within myself, very light yet powerful. Few seconds, enjoy this silence. Keep observing your mind. Om Shanti.
Thanks a lot for that silent meditation. I think when we sit in meditation, we naturally go into silence by practice. But it is when we come into the world of sound that we need to be very careful so as to maintain the power which we got from silence. And of course, as you said, practicing regularly is the only way to do it. So let us all do that from today onwards. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So friends, that's all for today. So let us take these sessions of meditation to actually increase the power of our own silence. We are mostly concerned about how we talk, what effect do my words have on others. These are all really important. But in order that we have an effect on others by talking, first we will need to maintain silence inside. And silence, as we discussed today, is not about shutting your mouth and keeping silent. It is the silence of the mind. It is the silence of thoughts. So when thoughts become silent, when the thought decrease in number, then we feel all the power of the mind. So it is something to be practiced and experienced for ourselves. Let us do that because it is so rewarding. So thanks a lot for joining today, and until we meet again with another wonderful episode of Light of Knowledge, it is a goodbye from all of us.